Still, when I see the police drive by, that's why nobody can tell me nothing about some police got shot or something like that. You can't say nothing like that to me. Because I ain't gonna respond like you think I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna go in the house silently. I'm gonna give me some orange juice. I like orange juice. I'm gonna drink to that. I'm gonna have me a toast. But if you ask me that there's a bunch of blue faggots, that's how I am. But you know what? I'm like that. I done been there. So we gotta go after this. What is the system of racism, white supremacy? Y'all with me, brothers and sisters? Yeah. Racism, white supremacy is a system developed by whites to conquer, exploit, and annihilate all non-white people from planet Earth.
That's right.
Let me say it again. Y'all repeat it after me. Racism, white supremacy is a system developed by whites to conquer, exploit, and annihilate all non-white people from planet Earth. 500 years ago, there were 30 million red people in the North and Western Hemisphere, what we call North America, Canada, and South America. I have not, to this date, I'm not certain that I've ever seen one full-blooded one. Because they first conquered them, then they exploited the you-know-what out of them, and now they're gone. It's called genocide. And whites intend to do this with as little harm and distress to themselves as possible. Therefore, the system is constantly revised and updated to make accomplishing their goals easier. The effeminization of the black male is the white attempt to strip black men of any resistance. And when they strip the black men of any resistance to white power and white aggression, it leaves the women and children open for everything we see around them. And then we say 10 major areas of people activity: economics, education, entertainment, health, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. These generally encompass most of the things that we do. We got that from a brother named Nilly Folk. And so now we're going to get into something we call the WhiteSex Blitz. Because we talked about the physical process of effeminizing black male. Now we got to talk about, we say it's a new slavery, it's a new day, but it's the same old game. Why it is that we have not been able to recognize what's going on and build a resistance against it. We haven't been able to do that because they're coming at us from so many different directions, brothers and sisters. We can't even catch up with it. And right now I'm going to run through a lot of these things, but don't feel as though you can get the tape and go back if you have to. I'm going to move kind of fast here so we can move through this thing. But what I want you to understand is it's coming from every single direction so fast that we don't have time to put it all together. Just like a blitz in a football game. The summary of the white sex agenda. In 1972, 200 so-called gays or homosexuals got together in Chicago at the meeting of the National Coalition of Gay Organizations. Let's see some of the things that they wanted to put in place. Repeal of all laws prohibiting solicitation for private, voluntary sexual liaisons, and laws prohibiting prostitution, both male and female. They want to legalize prostitution. Let's go further. Federal encouragement and supports for sex education courses prepared and taught by gay women and men, presenting homosexuality as a valid, healthy preference and lifestyle, and a viable alternative to heterosexuality. So they want to make it so that homosexuality and heterosexuality are presented as if they're equal on the same footing. Repeal of all laws governing the age of sexual consent. They want a 5-year-old to be legally able to quote-unquote have sex. Enactment of legislation so that child custody, adoption, visitation rights, foster parenting, and the like shall not be denied because of sexual orientation and marital status. They want to open up the slave farms again for children. Let's go after this. Educational institutions. We said federal encouragement and support for sex education courses. At Howard University, quote-unquote, the most prestigious black college in America. They have a multitude of gay organizations or gay-friendly organizations. This one of the flyers they put out. I remember how being young and black and gay and lonely felt. A lot of it was fine, feeling I had the truth and the light and the key, but a lot of it was purely hell. So the truth and the light of the key, they don't recognize that when a black man is raped, when that boy is raped, there's only a few things he's going to do. Either he's going to have problems dealing with society on a social level, either he's going to go out and begin to participate in this thing we call homosexuality, trying to say if it was forced on me before, maybe if I do it by my own free will, maybe I can get rid of that sense of pain that I have inside me. Maybe I can get rid of that by constantly participating in this. Maybe he's going to go out and become a violent criminal. He's violent because he's going to run past you 60 years old. You say, why would this young man walk up to me and beat me in the head and take my purse? Because somebody did something so violent to him, so repulsive and repugnant to him, He's so confused with so much boiling anger inside of him that he's going to return that rage and anger to people. He don't know that whites enforce this on him. He don't see that. All he knows is he got pain. And the only way to unleash that pain is to give somebody else that pain. Or he'll do the worst of all the worst. He'll start to repeat that cycle and continue to go on and molest and rape other people. Or if it's a sister who gets raped and molested, she only got a few options. Either she's going to have difficulty in establishing relationships that are going to be ongoing and lasting because it's just a feeling inside of her that she's trying to reconcile and she can't do it. Either she's going to go out and decide that she has a difficulty dealing with men and really try to turn off the amount of relationships she has with men. She's going to go out and become so involved in sex because just like the brother, she's trying to make this thing that's supposed to feel good, this thing called sex, feel good. But she can't escape that internal bleeding and pain that she has on the inside from that first encounter or that encounter where she was stripped of her security as a woman. So she just calls and gives herself over and over with that low sense of self-esteem and self-respect. She feels like a toilet. And so she goes out and she does it over and over and over again. Or the Europeans have given us one more alternative. She can turn to a female. And so as opposed to dealing with it on that level, they promote it as if he's got the key to the riddle. He got the light because he knows how to be with other males. When in fact you can look at the picture and see that they're suffering. Income child molestation, repeal of all laws governing the age of sexual consent. Let's go. Understanding love boys and boy lovers. I'm not just using this book to bring it forward to you to show you how, this thing exists. Let me tell you something. Just like in 1972, we didn't know that gays was going to be pushing to be able to adopt children. They doing it now. You would not imagine the type of political pressure and the type of political backing that whites have now trying to enforce and legalize child sex. That's what I'm telling you. If you know how to watch commercials, you'll see little children and all kinds. Let me tell you, I can't tell you now. When we do the book, you'll begin to understand. Just like the whites were in there with their homosexual agenda, the child molesters were sitting right in there. Most of them were males who deal with little boys anyway. So that's why this was part of the thing. Let's see what this book says. The most helpful thing that society can do to improve the mental health of boys in general to their sexuality would be to simply get out of the way and let them make their own decisions with a minimum of interference. In most cases, boys are quite capable of dismissing unwanted attention. What's that? Sexual aggression. Little children know, the little boy, he's the one that wants it. He knows when he wants sex. A child don't even know nothing about sex. But they go further. The boy lover, they don't call themselves child molesters. That's why we don't use that term. This is the white sex offender. The boy lover will quite often be involved with boys' activities. This is simply another aspect of his inherent love for all boys. This makes him accessible to a boy who feels a desire and need for an older friend. So now they blame the victim. It's not that he wants to go and hunt little boys. It's that the little boy is looking for male companionship and he just wants to be there for the habit. It's not a joke, brothers and sisters. You can't imagine it being legal if somebody's standing before you and if we don't back this thing up, let me tell you the argument. You done heard it before. Well, see, you can't tell nobody in the privacy of their own home what they want to do with their children. I mean, if they got an age preference, it's no different than a sex preference. All of it is freakish and outside of who we are as African people, as black people. But it's coming from all directions. Adoption for homosexuals, enactment of legislation so that the child custody adoption system will be available and equal for homosexuals. There we go.
It is right there.
There's the sex farm right there.
Okay.
They just don't call it a sex farm no more. Craig don't have to go to no farm. He goes to what he calls an adoption agency or foster care system. They're ravaging our children in these things. That's all they are, sex farms. That's all they are. Don't even think of it as an adoption agency. It's a place where if you want to play, that's where you go. Look at these crackers. Look at what these crackers are doing to these little boys. What will become of these young black boys? They are dead. And we are dead as a race as long as we can't establish for ourselves who we are and tell our enemies they got to back up. We can't bend on this. These are children. And these are white males who want to play. That don't stop there.